In this video, we are going to learn how to join as you go on our Hexie Love Actually blanket. At this point, we should have 2 finished medallions through round 3 and one that's completely finished that has our border all the way around it. And you can see over here in our finished blanket that the joining as you go are these raised edges around here. And that's what our joining as you go is going to create, this really nice finished method. So we're going to grab one of our unfinished medallions here, and we're going to pick up our yarn, make a slip knot. So I have that already done. And they want us to join with a slip stitch into the center of any of our chain 3 groups. So I'm going to put my hook in there, grab my stitch, and pull that through and secure it with a chain. Okay, now she wants us to chain 2 and then double crochet in the next stitch. After that, we're going to double crochet, 2 double crochets in the next stitch. We're going to do our corner, so that's going to be a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet in the same space, and then we're going to do 2 double crochets in that final of the 3. Okay, now we are going to double crochet in each of the next 3. So this is just like when we were doing our other the full border around our medallion, same steps. And then we're going to do 2 in the next space. And here is where we're going to join. So at this point, she wants us to do 1 double crochet into the next stitch and a chain 1. Okay? So we've got basically like a border or like an edge and a half. Now we're going to pick up our medallion, all right? And she wants us to join with a slip stitch into that chain 2 space of our medallion. So with our hook, we're going to go front to back through that medallion, and we're going to draw up a slip stitch. Okay, it's really not this hard. It's just hard to hold it up and do this. I suggest laying it down on something to get your piece joined first. Okay, so there we have our, let's see if I lay it down if you can see it. Yep. So there we have our join through our corner space here. If we look at our chart that I made you, you can see that we've started here with that chain 1 and then slip stitch into there. From this point, we're going to be creating that border while joining on our already finished piece. So we'll double crochet and slip and double crochet and slip. So you'll follow those arrows that I've drawn for you so that you know exactly where you're supposed to go. Okay, so we're going to double crochet back into that same space. And then we're going to do a slip stitch in this double crochet right here. Right there. Sorry, I had it spun around. Right here. So this was where we joined originally, and we're going to do a slip stitch right through that top of that double crochet. So grab that guy and slip through. Yep. Now we're going to do a double crochet in this next stitch and a slip stitch over here. So this is our next open double crochet. So we're going to go in through there. Double crochet again in the same space. And slip stitch through here. Okay, now we've got that little peak of our corner done, so we're going to go into this next set of 3 double crochets I'm going to slip stitch into this guy, double crochet in the next one, we're going to slip stitch into this guy, making sure that you're getting under both of those loops. Okay, so slip stitch through that. I'm going to double crochet in the next one and slip stitch through this guy, and then we're on to our set of 3 again. So double crochet into this one, slip stitch, so we're getting close to the corner of our other side. We're going to double crochet again in the same space, slip stitch into this guy, and now that should get us to the middle of that 3 here. So again, this is where your corners are created. So we're going to double crochet into that one, and then what we slip into is going to be the corner of our finished hexie. So we're going to go into that chain space and pull a stitch up. Okay. And then she wants you to, she says chain 1, and then we're going to double crochet back into the same space, and we are done joining. So we've got our nice beautiful join there, and we're going to finish off this hexie, the full border, so that when we're ready to do our next piece, we will have 2 entire borders ready. Okay. Okay, so we've made it all the way around. We just have this one final space left. So we're gonna double crochet in that, and then we will join through the top of our turning chain. Okay, so there you have your 2 beautiful finished hexies and your center join. So we'll cut our yarn. And pull that through. Okay. Now we are going to work on joining on 2 sides here. So it's the exact same process. It just involves a little bit more slipping. So we can see on our chart here that we're gonna start and build our border, and then we'll slip stitch into the chain, the chain 2 of our finished hexie, and then build our border along here and finish off. Okay. So we have our other finished medallion. Gonna make a slip knot. And join in any of the chain, or in the third, the center of any of our 3 double crochets. We're gonna grab our slip knot, secure that with a chain, and then chain 2 and double crochet into the next space. So we're gonna work this like we did previously. So 2 double crochets in here, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, or excuse me, 2 double crochets, and then we're going to do our 3 across here. 1, 2, and 3, and then we've got 2 in the next space. And then we're going to do our double crochet into here with a chain 1. All right, so at this point, we are going to grab our set of Hexies that we've already joined, right? And we're gonna do a slip stitch into this corner space. So put my hook through there and pull up a loop. Okay, so we're off to the races. So we're gonna double crochet back in that same space. And we're gonna slip stitch through the top of this double crochet. Yep. We're gonna do a double crochet into this guy and slip stitch over here. Yep. Double crochet into the same space. Slip stitch. And then we're gonna double crochet into each of these three. Slip stitch, double crochet, slip stitch, double crochet. And I can tell that I need to go into this one because I already have a stitch coming out of there. So if you're not sure of where you're going, your yarn's already coming out of this hole, so you know you need to go into this one. Okay, and then we're going to do 2 double crochets in this guy. So double crochet, slip stitch, same space, slip stitch, and then we're going to double crochet into the center stitch. All right, so here is where we're going to slip stitch through one corner, and then I slip stitch through our next corner. So you can see that right here. So we're going to slip stitch through that guy as well. Okay, so that has joined us to both of those Hexies. Then we're going to go back and double crochet into the same stitch as before. So that's really interlocked our corners there. Yep. Okay, so since we've done a double crochet, we need to slip stitch again. So we're going to go into this first guy here, slip stitch that one, and go back down here. And we're going to finish off as we did before. So slip stitch. Got to do one more double crochet in that same stitch. And we're going to go into that guy. We're going to slip stitch and double crochet and slip stitch and double crochet and slip stitch, double crochet, slip stitch, double crochet, slip stitch, double crochet into that same stitch, slip stitch into our last one here, and then double crochet into the center of our 3, so that's the corner again, and then we are going to slip stitch into our chain 2 space. So that finishes that off. We're going to chain 1, and then we're going to finish around just like we've done on the rest of our borders. So if I put this down here, you can see our nice, beautiful Hexies. Yep, so there's that raised bump here, and that's where we've joined. So we're going to finish off that border, we'll slip stitch into the top, and that gives us plenty of places to play off of. So if you're ready to, if you're wondering, okay, now where do I go next? You can go in any direction. You can, you could join here. You can join on one of any side. If you did join here, that would give you 3 sides to join for this one, which is fine. You're just going to keep doing the same thing that we did on here, except for that you would have, one more hexie here that you'd have to build your border on. I think the most you'll probably have to do a join would be 4, which would be unlikely. If you kind of back yourself into a corner, you may have to join on 4 sides, but I think the most I ever did was 3. So that is how you join as you go for your Hexies. Enjoy, have fun. It's a really addictive project. Happy crocheting.